Like me, I'm pretty sure most people that think of Call of Duty nowadays immediately go to Warzone. It's literally created hours upon hours of fun for a lot of us who have been struggling with this pandemic, and it's really earned its status as like what comes to mind when you think of Call of Duty. Plunder mode is fun as shit, playing with your friends is fun as shit. Like who would have guessed that Call of Duty would have like suited the whole battle royale thing so well? However, I don't want to talk about Warzone. I want to talk about a much older time for Call of Duty. I want to talk about a specific feature from one of the older Call of Duty games that has been infinitely replayable. And what I'm talking about is Modern Warfare 2. Specifically, Spec Ops. And even more specifically, Ocristo Redentor. So I'm Pliskin, and let's break down what made this specific Spec Ops mission so goddamn memorable. I think one of the coolest things about this mission is the fact that you're not just random generic military guy in snowy or standard US camo. In this mission, your character himself, placed in the favelas of Rio, is dressed up almost like a civilian private contractor. The gloves, the color scheme of your outfit, your chest rig, your pants, you really look like a guy who maybe like a couple hours ago was wearing khakis and a t-shirt, hopped into a van, put on all this tactical gear, and now he's ready to go. You can tell there's still this military experience and aura about this character you're looking at, but it's unique enough that, it doesn't feel like you're just looking at another Call of Duty character. This looks like someone specifically here for this specific setting and job, and I think that's cool as shit. And when you're playing split screen, you see this guy check his weapon for jams, make sure there's a bullet in the chamber, beckon to his fellow partner while they're going through this, the way he reloads, that tactical knowledge is still there. However, it doesn't necessarily feel like I'm playing a Call of Duty game, but instead it feels something more like, some mercenary simulator. Like you're not part of some allegiance or coalition like you'd see in modern Call of Duty games. You're a guy who's there to do a specific job. There's something really grimy and down to earth about the way this character looks and his motions during combat. But it's not just the way your character looks, it's also the tools that he uses. Right now you're looking at the TAR-21, an older model of the Tavor. Today we use the X95, which has various ergonomic improvements. However, at the time when this game came out, this is the Tavor they had. Still, this gun isn't necessarily used at all by the United States, or England, or any of the forces you'd normally see in a Call of Duty game. This guy here is using something that is personalized to him. Something that he went out and sought for himself. This isn't standard issue equipment that you're being thrown in here with. And this reinforces that sort of Max Payne 3 vibe of a lone gunman in this hostile environment, with no one but himself and his gun that he can depend on. It's also really nice to see the Tavor get a spotlight in the Call of Duty franchise in this mission, because normally it's always like M4 or G36 or something just more conventional. And it's not that the Tavor is obscure or anything like that, it's just that it's definitely not a mainline gun. So having it get the attention here really helps this mission carve out its own identity. You also get to see the AA-12 being used in this mission if you pick it up earlier on. It's definitely not the most realistically portrayed AA-12, but it's still cool to see an automatic shotgun here being featured, whereas Call of Duty usually just puts in a Remington 870 or a Mossberg, something more conventionally used by militaries, right? So you get some really cool looking unique guns in this mission. But enough about the guns, we gotta talk about the setting. Now, in the Call of Duty franchise, we've been to gulags, we've been to Russian bases up in the mountains, we fought through the jungles of Vietnam, we fought through the streets of Washington, but there's something about Rio, and specifically the favelas, that's so inviting for an action movie or an action game, something that's has high tense scenarios. It's the perfect setting for one man against the world because of the maze-like structure that the favelas have and how tight-knit they are. All the guys in there know each other and have probably been together since birth, so they're all against you. You really can't rely on anyone for help. They can pop out from a window, come out from beside a building, from a goddamn trash can, the sewers. This is their turf, their territory. You're lost in this maze, slowly going around every corner, trying to stay alive, watching your back, your front, your sides. It's just so much tension in this setting, and I can't believe more movies and games don't use this. But probably the most impactful feature about this mission that sets it apart from all the other experiences that Call of Duty has to offer is how the setting, weapons, influence the gameplay here. Now, it's still Call of Duty. Guys are just going to charge at you, they're going to use grenades, they're going to shoot at you, blood is going to show up on your face, you're going to Wolverine that shit away, dogs are going to chase you, you're going to have that split second to like snap necks. It's Call of Duty. Like, the gameplay, you know what to expect. However, there's something about the tight-knit setting of the favelas that kind of make this feel more Rainbow Six instead of just your average Call of Duty arena shooter. This doesn't feel like a wide open arena for you to go around and experiment and have a power fantasy. Not. The intense nature of Call of Duty like shooting, in the sense where like your screen will just become red before you really know what's going on, or dogs will just charge you before you really hear them coming, really lends itself well to such a closed, tight, controlled, claustrophobic environment. You're slowly inching up on walls, coming around with your Tavor, trying to look and make sure no one's right around there. And sometimes, even if you're being careful, your screen will just go red and you'll just back right the fuck up, back where you were. For most players, playing this mission too fast on the harder difficulty will fuck you up. So you have to slow the pace down. And it turns out, Call of Duty at a slower pace is really fun, because it doesn't have those annoying, brutal gameplay experiences that Rainbow Six Vegas would have, where you take a couple shots and you're dead. You still have that like casual red screen, you wait, you recover, you try again. So the gameplay is constantly there and it's gratifying. However, you're still nervous, you're on your toes and you're taking your time. And this mixture of hardcore tactical gameplay of using flashbangs to clear alleys and scanning your corners when you enter a room really lends itself well to Call of Duty's forgiving and focus on fun type of gameplay. The developers also throw you a curveball by having civilians run around in the middle of a gunfight, giving this even more of a realistic feel, where you really have to identify your targets before you pull the trigger, as on the hardest difficulty, killing 3 civilians will just end the mission outright. So you have this constant tension in your head, where even when you look at a guy, you're trying to find a gun, you're moving around, you're like, okay, is he armed? Do I shoot? Do I kill? Do I back off? And this is just really realistic and something that Call of Duty doesn't achieve often, where you have to have that level of thinking. And I think that's at the core of what makes this mission infinitely replayable. Because eventually, yeah, you start to know, okay, civilians are going to spawn here. Enemies are going to spawn here, so I could use explosives at this part to help. And I could do this, and I could do that. You start building strategies to get through it easier. However, there's still that level of unpredictability when you don't know exactly when it's going to throw dogs at you. You don't know exactly where enemies are going to spawn in like what order. So when you come around a certain corner, you might be like, okay, a lot of enemies are going to spawn here. There's going to be a bunch of them that rush out. But you never know if there's going to be an enemy on a rooftop somewhere with an FAL scoping you from across the map. You're never going to know if, okay, I just took these guys out, I'm going to reload, and then all of a sudden you hear dogs barking. So you can strategize, you can get better, but it's still unpredictable. It still keeps you on your toes, and therefore is still interesting and fun. And yeah, some of the enemies can be annoyingly hit scanny. However, they're constantly communicating with each other, of course in Portuguese, but after they say something, they'll say something in English. So you'll hear Portuguese gibberish, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, hit him from above! So you know, okay, there's probably going to be on a guy on a roof. Or if you threw a grenade into a room and you're not sure if you really killed a guy, they'll say something in Portuguese and then go, he's dead, he's dead! So the enemy is constantly giving you that audio feedback, which is great for any game. Keeping the player informed in an immersive way is not an easy thing to do, and this mission does it well. And it's not just that, the AI is also spectacular in the ways they'll try to flank you, the ways they'll run around, the ways you can spook them with grenades to get them out of cover. It's like this interaction back and forth, this loop of you do something, they react, they're trying to outsmart you, you're trying to outsmart them, and if you know the positions in the map, if you know what choke points work, if you know where they spawn, if you know what positions will leave you vulnerable, you will outsmart them every time. It's a rewarding experience that always feels earned because of this feedback, because of these interactions, and because of this challenge. And then top this all off with the fact that it's so easy to just get a friend with you and split screen this shit. The amount of times I've played through this with friends, my brother, and even my dad are uncountable. Like, this really gives you an experience that's rewarding on your own with others. It's just an amazing mission. This is why I think it's one of the best missions in any game. Getting that like surprise headshot from behind will never get old when you outsmart and outflank the enemy. Ocristo Redentor is one of the greatest missions of all time, and if you've never played it, like maybe you're younger in the audience and you've just played Warzone and you're not interested in any of the older Call of Duty games, I implore you, go back and give this a try. And for all of you guys that have PS3s and just haven't touched it in ages because it's old or whatever, go ahead, boot this mission up again, and remember why it's so much fun. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about this mission. Do you guys have fond memories of it? Did you enjoy this video? If you did, leave a like, and then in the comment section, if you made it this far, what I want you to do is put your favorite part about this mission or another Spec Ops mission if something else really sticks out in your head. So I'll just say like my favorite part about this mission is the fact that you're using like the Tavor. Like using a bullpup in this configuration with that EOTech in this setting is just a really realistic setup and something that I would probably take with me if I was like in a shit hits the fan close quarter situation. I'd want some sort of 5.56 compact, either a carbine or a bullpup. Like this is one of the few situations in which a bullpup really shows its advantages because of that compact nature while not really compromising any of the bullet velocity that you need for the 5.56 to be effective. But anyways, that's me as a gun nerd just saying my favorite part about it. What's your favorite part? Leave it down in the comments below. Anyways, if you're not subscribed yet, I do videos like this all the time. I'm trying to start doing workout videos, so if you're interested in that, you can subscribe for that too. I talk about Halo. Just, yeah, subscribe or don't. Just watch a couple of my videos and decide then. But either way, this has been Pliskin. I'm so glad I finally took the time to share my love of this mission with you guys. I hope you're all doing good during this pandemic. I'll see you guys in the next video. Over and out.